When I go into a brickyard and I look for a brick that I'm going to really enjoy looking at once it's up on a wall, I have many, many choices. So I can start at one end of a brickyard, end up at the other end of the brickyard, and I'll see 10, 12, 15, or 20 different types of bricks. The main ingredient in a brick is clay. The type of clay that we find in Cambridge, Massachusetts is much different than the clay that we find, say, down in South Carolina. There's a deep red clay that we find down there, and that's why you'll get a deep red brick out of South Carolina. You go out towards the western part of the country and you'll find different colors. I know out in the Milwaukee area, for instance, they have a yellowish clay, which actually makes the brick yellow after they're cooked. Brick come in different textures. Some of these molds are not made square. We call that a molded brick. So they'll have rounder edges. Their dimensions, the length and the thickness won't be exact, again, because the molds are built freehand. Some bricks are built these days with metal forms. That's going to produce a very, very straight and true brick. So if you're ordering an 8-inch brick, it's going to be 8 inches. If it's going to be 2 1/4 high, you're going to get 2 1/4 high. My favorite kind of brick is a water-struck brick, only because I grew up in Boston. It's the most traditional looking brick that there is, and ever since I was a child, that's just been my vision of a brick. When I was a young guy, all the bricklayers used to say, make it red, so make the wall red, which was just a flood of brick. And if you could just see a red wall without seeing anything else but red, that means you laid it perfectly, it was straight, it was plumb, and it was red. Back in the day when I started in the trade 30-some years ago, masonry was about structure. You had brick, you had block, and the envelope was the strongest building envelope you could have. Today's building envelope is more about the atmosphere and temperature and technology, and the brick has turned into an accent piece, which is still very important because, again, there are just so many bricks to choose from and so many other materials that we can possibly match to make that brick a prominent accent piece. My favorite projects to do in brick are still the old molded brick. It gives you the most opportunity to be an artist and to work with imperfect materials and make them look perfect. The talent of a bricklayer is going to make an inconsistent brick look very consistent in the wall. Meaning, the wall should look flat, it should look straight, it should look plumb. And that is the artistry of the mason. When he makes that happen, to me, it pops out. If you did not lay a true brick, you're going to see it, in the wall. It's going to open up a joint over time. But when you see a mason that can lay a true brick all the time, a molded, water-struck brick, to me, is just the best look that I could get.
Thanks for watching. This Old House has got a video for just about every home improvement project, so be sure to check out the others. And if you like what you see, click on the subscribe button to make sure that you get our newest videos right in your feed.